Alright, what's up everyone, Duquesne23 here, and I'm bringing you another recap of the Project Spark livestream on Thursday, which was October 10th, and this one went over the JRPG style game Swan Song. Now during this part they do explain that this is the E3 build of Project Spark, so it is a very old version. That is the build that Swan Song was created on, so later on in this video you'll see, Swan Song and see all the details of it and everything. So really just think about how amazing Swan Song is, and it was built on a very early version of the game, so imagine what you're possibly able to do now with the game. So that's something really exciting to think about. But if you notice on the E3 build, there is no huge expansive world. This is a big area, yes, but if you notice where the square off area of this world, it doesn't keep expanding the farther you go like it does in the current build. So remember that, guys. This is a very old build of Project Spark, so I just wanted to explain that to y'all. And also one thing that I wanted to mention that I did not mention in the last Project Spark recap video is that Project Spark is 100% free-to-play game. So whenever it comes out next year on the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Windows 8, it is completely free. That means anyone, of course, can play it. It's free. Of course, there will be other like DLC, like microtransaction type of things, where if you want this new theme, you're going to have to pay for it. They have to make money somehow, guys. But yeah, it's completely free to play. And so that is really exciting to be able to have a game that's this expansive, and you're able to create a bunch of other games in it, and it's free. The only thing that you can buy is like extra themes for your levels and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get into the actual level Swan Song. In case if a lot of y'all don't know about this, this is something that has been asked for a lot. They kind of teased it in past streams and stuff, shown just a tiny little bit of it. But this is a JRPG. In case you don't know what JRPG is, it's a Japanese RPG, and a great example of another Japanese RPG is Final Fantasy. In other words, pretty much once you walk up to an enemy, you'll see an enemy on the screen and stuff. They will not attack you. They may run towards you, but they won't physically like swing their sword or whatever at you. What happens is once they run up to you and y'all meet each other, then y'all go into a battle sequence. I guess another example of something that's kind of like this is like the Pokemon style games, where you meet up with an enemy, you go into a battle sequence, and then you take turns on attacking each other, and once you win, or if the person kills you, then it goes back into the normal world. Then you can keep running around, but of course you can't keep running around if you get killed by the enemy. But yeah, so that's pretty much what a Japanese RPG is, or just short JRPG. But if you notice at this beginning level, the camera is always hovering above you. You don't really follow your character in this game. He has a kind of stationary camera, which you can move it a little bit, but it's pretty much stationary, kind of like above, to view the area that you are in. But just look at all the detail. You have lights there, all the different types of rocks, the wind, and looks like snow falling and stuff, the smoke coming out of that fireplace. There's another character, a NPC, that's right in front of you once you start up. And so it's just really amazing to be able to see the detail that you're able to create. And this is again guys, this is a very early build of Project Spark. So that's really cool. But right here, he runs up to the guy, the NPC, and he says something, like you need to grab some food and the weapon. So then he has the food and the weapon actually highlighted. So once you walked up, so you know exactly where to go, and you go up to it and you hit A, and then you equip and collect those items. And also, if you notice on the bottom left, your character right there, it has a 1 over it. That pretty much explains that is your first level. You're level 1, I guess. You can earn experience from killing enemies, and you can level up and unlock new things, and get more powerful and stuff like that. And the 0 right there that's next to your character is a key thing. So once you collect a key to unlock a door, it'll show up as 1. So you have 1 key, so you can unlock 1 door. So that's just something really cool that you can have in the interface of Project Spark. Of course, you got to code that into it. Some of this coding stuff and everything does look a little bit complicated, but I'm sure once you get used to the game and stuff, then it's fairly easy to make. But now he goes into the actual inside part of Goblin Mountain. In case you didn't know, that's kind of what this level is called. It's called Swan Song, like the entire thing, but he's inside Goblin Mountain here. And he has a cannon up there at the top left of that door straight ahead, the little opening area, and that's actually a cannon, but it makes it look like a microphone, and he actually has like goblin voices coming out of it, kind of like saying things and everything. So that's just really cool how you just put in that little detail there. And again, guys, if you want to watch the full video with all the sound and everything, the link will be down in the description. Also, guys, if you want to join the beta to Project Spark, it is actually going to be opening up here in this later half of this month of October. So, you know, you could join the beta. It's completely free. You just go sign up on their site. You know, you give them your email, and then once the beta unlocks, they will be sending out codes to everyone that signs up. So yeah, that's something pretty cool. But right here is where the, you know, goblin stuff starts to make noise, you know, speaking. You can see the microphone kind of shake around like a typical microphone that you see in some video games, you know, once it's talking. But another thing that amazes me about this game is that this is on such an early build of it, and one of my biggest worries about Project Spark was the object limits on the map. Now, yes, in the current build, not in this build, but in the current build of Project Spark, you are able to level link games, like level link levels, I mean. So you could pretty much like go, let's say you're crossing into a castle of something, and you know, you level link that castle into another level, so you're able to keep going and kind of reset the object limit, so you know, you can't have too many objects on one map. You can just build a section of the map, like a castle will be one map, and then you build, I don't know, a dungeon in another map or something like that, and you just level link the two levels together. So that's something that's really cool. And the crazy thing is, since this is an early build, they didn't have level linking in this build. That's what I was trying to explain. That's why I went on that little tangent of just talking about level linking. But he didn't have level linking in this build, and he's able to make all this with all this detail, you know, having sparks with that spinning wheel and everything like that. This ladder right there is actually a fence post, but they, you know, put them vertical, but it makes it look like a ladder. You walk up to this door. It's locked currently right now, but there's a page on the door that explains that NPC character that you saw at the beginning. He tells you some stuff on that page, but that's not actually a page. I forget, it's like a bedroll or something like that, but he shrunk it down to make it look like a, you know, a written note or something. So it's just really amazing. Like, as you watch the full video, it's really amazing to see everything that, like, all the detail that you're able to put into the game. And this is an early build that does not have level linking, so it really proves how much detail you could put just in one level without level linking. So that's something that I'm extremely excited about, because that was a little bit worried. Like, they tried to explain it and everything, like how much stuff that you could put in. You could put like so many items into a level without having to level link, but of course you can't really get a grasp of it until you see something that has a lot of detail and a lot of objects in it, and it doesn't use any level linking and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed watching this, to be able to see all the detail that he's able to put in the map. Like right here, he has, you know, over there is like a little machine and type stuff, and he has it to where it's shaking. Pretty much what you do for that is have multiple like sizing options. It quickly just changes the size of the object itself just really fast, and of course you have to code that in there. But right here is the first time you actually get to come into combat with an enemy. And the great thing about this, like, it's so amazing what you could build in this game. He actually has the game frozen right now, because this is like a tutorial battle. Like you have a typical any type of game that you have, you know, a lot of games where they'll freeze and, you know, kind of tell you what to do. Like right there it says above the sword, above the attack option, it says press A button to attack. And so that's really cool. I love seeing the HP, the MP, and also the ATB. Of course, that's health, and then mana, and of course the ATB is something like your timed, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but you know, once you make an attack, that's your time before you can make another attack. So yeah, of course, the better the ATB, like the faster it goes up, then the quicker you're able to attack. And of course, the enemy has the exact same thing, but is it's not visible in the HUD for the enemy, but you can see the enemy's health up there in the top left. But yeah, so it's really cool. Like here again, it paused once you explain. It says bumpers switch current action. So, he goes over to taunt. And what taunt does, it actually slows down the enemy so he doesn't attack quite as quick. So it's really cool. And you could clearly tell there's 3 other spots there. So you're going to be able to unlock other things later on in the game. But it's just amazing that you're able to make a game like this, and right there, he killed the enemy. He started to level up. He didn't quite level up completely to go to level 2, but he did hit level 1. And of course, the enemy is gone once he defeated him from this, I guess, world, not from the fight world, but from this world. The enemy disappears. But, he has other things in there, like there's that golem picture up there. The goblin picture, Gollum. I was thinking, what is this, Lord of the Rings? But the goblin picture up there, has pretty much just a frozen goblin, just like the one down below. It's just a goblin, but he's frozen, but he makes it look like a picture and stuff. It's just really interesting to be able to see. Now let's go ahead and skip ahead to the next fight. This is the goblin that was right underneath that picture that I was talking about. And he's, fighting this goblin and everything. I love how whenever you hit the goblin holds his head and stuff. That's really cool. But yeah, he kills this. If you notice, he leveled up. He got his health back, his mana back. And I didn't notice what else it was on there. But, and now the little level meter on your character says 2. And of course, you'll probably get a little bit stronger. Your attacks will get a little bit better and stuff like that. So that's really awesome that you're able to do that. That door is currently locked up there. So he's not able to go over there. So he goes into this door, or he tries to go into this door, but it says locked. So of course, you're going to be walking around and stuff. And he finds a key right here on the wall. And so if you notice, that key slot now has a 1 on it. So you have 1 key. So then you're able to come over here, open up this door. Again, the camera switches, which I love the camera angles in this game. You did a really good job of making it to where it's a little more cinematic and stuff like that. I really enjoy this. But yeah, so if you notice the detail all in here, that's what I'm talking about, guys, on the detail. You look at all this, and it is amazing how much detail you're actually able to put into this game. And in just one level, not even with level linking or anything like that, how much detail you're able to put in just one level. But if you notice right there, he just picked up a book, and it gave him the fire, I think it said the fire spell or something like that. Sorry, I couldn't read it. I was trying to explain all this stuff. But yeah, so if you notice this system malfunction, that door opened at the top of the stairs. If you notice, that machine is now really smoking. It's, overheating and stuff like that. So that's just something really cool with the smoke effects and everything. And here in a second, he will go ahead and click on that machine, and that's actually a side quest. So he put in a side quest into this game to find all the machines and turn them off. So that's something that's just a little bit extra that you're able to do in your games, and you could, I'm sure, do tons of different side quests and stuff. And to shut off, and if you notice, there's 3 little machines there you got to turn off. And of course, by the end of the level, there's, the third one's a little bit harder to find. You have to turn around in order to be able to see it whenever you normally just run forward. But you don't get anything for at least this one, for these side quests on here. Once you turn off all 3, you don't collect any special item. But I'm sure if you turn off all 3 of them, I'm sure there's a way that you can code in where you get maybe I don't know, special sword, or another spell to where you can attack enemies with, or just something like that. But here's another thing, that you have chests inside the world that you can find. And so fire armor acquired, it reduces damage from fire. So that's definitely really cool. You can put chests all throughout your world, put stuff inside there, and it has that little cutscene. That's really awesome. It has the cutscene showing, fire armor acquired. It's not just go collect chests and it just is there. It has a cool little cutscene there. But if you notice, again, with all the detail, I love the smoke coming out of everything. The goblin that's frozen up there, it's like a statue type of thing. It's definitely really cool. If you notice right there, he just jumped off at the edge of the world, but he has it where it respawns you back up top. So in case if you accidentally fall off the edge of the world, you're able to respawn at the point that you fell off. So that's definitely really cool and really smart to do, because some people may just be running around or something and just accidentally fall off, and of course you don't want to die and have to restart. Which, talking about dying and restarting, he made this level, Swan Song, a little bit more difficult than, you know, some other games, and the reason why he wanted to make it difficult was because I don't know, he just wanted to have it challenging, not too easy to beat. So in other words, you could pretty much, if you die, you have to restart all the way back from the beginning. But he did make it to where the enemies that you've already killed do not show back up. So that he does kind of help out the, you know, player a little bit. So that's really cool. But right here, he's using the fireball spell, and I love how he shot one fireball and had one, you know, screen, the camera angle for it, and then he shot another fireball, and so then there was another camera angle for it. So that's definitely really cool how you have different camera angles, you know, even though it's the same spell, but he can have different camera angles for, you know, the spell and stuff. So that's really cool. Now, as we continue on through the level, you'll notice this is a very beautiful outside area where it has a, you know, light shining through. The water is down below. It looks really nice and everything. And if you notice that there's two enemies up there, one of them's red, so it's a different style goblin. It's probably, you know, a more difficult goblin and stuff. And, you know, again, I know I keep stressing this, but the detail in this level without level linking is unbelievable. So it really shows you how much you're able to do. So he's going to run up here in a second and attack those enemies. And so if there's enemies grouped together, they both attack you at the same time. So then you'll have to kill two people in one area. And this is like another tutorial to explain how to switch between which enemy you want to actually attack. So you just hit one of the trigger buttons. And you could switch between the two enemies, so you could decide which one you want to attack first. So that's, you know, something I was a little bit worried about on multiple enemies whenever he first went into there. And I was like, well, are you gonna have to actually, you know, just fight one enemy and then go kill the other one, or can you actually switch between them? But you are apparently able to make it to where you can switch between the two enemies, so you can decide on which one you want to fight first. Let it be you want to fight the hardest the hardest enemy first, or do you want to fight the easiest enemy first? So that's definitely really cool. Which I know later on, guys, he does get a spell that can heal himself. So that's really nice to be able to have a spell like that, especially in a level where it's somewhat this difficult. You know, it's nice to have a healing spell and stuff like that to be able to heal your character during a battle or something if he gets too low of his health points. Now again, we are out towards the end of the level right here, and I decided to just skip most of the stuff. I don't want to give everything away in the Swan Song. You know, I want y'all to go watch their video, watch the full live stream and stuff if you want to see everything, like every little bit of this level. But I just really enjoy this very ending part of the level just because of the detail. They have a nice little windmill over there. All these rocks here to the left, you know, placing the rocks and stuff. Looks really nice, having the trees growing. I love the different style of trees. Like with the ones up ahead, it kind of like spirals. It looks a little bit like Nightmare Before Christmas style stuff with that little twisting motion there. But this is the end of the level where if you notice down there to the right, that is actually the beginning of the level. So you could kind of, you know, just see the beginning of the level. I like how he incorporates that and stuff. And I love all the lighting effects and everything that you're able to do with all this stuff. But yeah, so... you know, he has a thing that right here says hit A to, I don't know, over there by the windmill door. So he's just going to go ahead and hit A. And of course, you can notice all the beautiful trees while we're waiting for him to hit A here. But all the trees, the rocks, and again, it looks wonderful, and I cannot wait to get this game. And again, guys, if you want to sign up for the beta, which comes later this month, we don't know exactly, we just know it's later this month. In October. If you want to go ahead and sign up for the beta, the link will be in the description. But he hits A and he turns into a bird, and then he goes over to the house, and that's how it ends. So, you know, of course he wants to make more levels of this, but he, you know, doesn't really have all the time in the world because he's trying to create such an amazing game also. So he kind of leaves it open for other players if they want to go ahead and, you know, create a second, I guess, part of this games like Swan Song Level 2, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, you know, and then you can level link the two levels together. So once, you know, someone goes over to that house, it automatically transports them to the next level or something. You know, that would be really cool if people are able to do that, if people actually want to continue on with the Swan Song stuff. But now he goes into how he actually created Swan Song, and if you notice, there's a lot of logic cubes everywhere, and this is the entire world of Swan Song. If you notice, it doesn't really even use up the entire map. It actually uses up maybe like a third of it. I think that's what he said. It looks possibly like a third of the entire map, or maybe half of it. But yeah, so he goes in and he's looking at all this stuff, and you can really just see like kind of what he did to create everything. Now I'm not going to explain through everything because it's a lot of information, so I will just go ahead and leave that to y'all to be able to, you know, go click on the link in the description to watch the video if you want to actually see how he created all of his stuff in this, like how he created the fight sequences and everything like that. So I will leave that to y'all to click the link in the description to go to their video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and also subscribe for more Project Spark recaps and news, and I will see y'all next time. Later, guys.